Hi, welcome to the Reiki meditation. Okay, make yourself comfortable. I'm just going to play a bit of the tank drum while we wait for the session to begin. Oh, excuse me, wait, the microphone's not in the right place. Okay, I will resume playing after the session. Oh, no, sorry. I'm not going to be able to do that today because today I have to rush at the end of this session. But I'll promise next time then I will play a bit more. Hi, so how are you? Okay, so today's session we're going to do on happiness. And let me just explain that I have a bindu on my forehead right now because with my teacher in India, from an ashram in India, I am actually celebrating the Navaratri festival, which is the festival where we celebrate Ma Durga, which is the mother incarnated, the mother divine. And so in Hinduism, they celebrate this. And through my yoga teacher training, sorry, let me just move the microphone. Maybe you will hear me a bit better. So through my yoga teacher training, I learned about the Hindu culture and I really embraced it. I find that the energies that we can work with when connecting to their deities is so powerful that I've actually started connecting deeper. And so I have actually joined the Navaratri ceremony, or festival rather, that my teacher was offering. And so I have the bindi here, which is a mark that is done on the third eye chakra, which is right in the middle of the brow, right here. So whenever I talk about the third eye chakra, that is where I'm talking about. Okay, so today's session is on happiness. So we're going to be looking at doing the breath work to begin with, as we normally do, focus on the breath. Then there'll be affirmations, and they'll be connecting with the future of all possibilities, and a mudra that will reinforce the happy feeling within ourselves. And we'll finish with a love meditation as usual. Okay, so to begin with, let me just remind you that this is a session for you, for your well-being. And so at any time, or rather at all times, you should be feeling comfortable. So this means that some of the activities that we do might stretch you a bit, and that is good because sometimes we need to be pushed a bit beyond our limits, beyond our safe area, comfort zone, so that we can grow. But it is a matter of understanding when you're stretching yourself a little bit to grow, and then when you start stretching yourself too far, and it becomes just uncomfortable. So looking out for signs like lightheadedness, headache, muscle tension, I don't want to do this kind of feeling. Listening for these and really caring for these and providing for these needs through this session. So that means that at any time you can decide to sit out on an activity if it feels uncomfortable, or you can adapt it. Like I think it was last week that we did the crystal cave session, when I'm suggesting to be in a crystal cave. But if you tend to not feel comfortable in enclosed spaces, then you can imagine that the crystal cave has no roof and is an open air area. For example, that's a way to adapt. If you don't want to adapt because either you don't feel like it at the time or because you're not quite sure how to, then you can also just simply decide to sit the activity out and just rest. Or you can go back to the focus on the breath that we are going to start with and simply focus on your breath during the time of the session. Okay, so this said, we are now going to start with a gratitude, which normally has for purpose to bring more happiness to our hearts. So, focusing on something that has happened in the last week that felt good to you, that brought you happiness, that brought you a feel good feeling inside, that brought a smile to your face. It can be something that someone has done for you, it could be something you've done that felt good to you, it could be a moment you shared with someone else and the experience felt good, or anything that made you feel good or made you smile. And then, as these sessions are infused with Reiki healing, you can also set an intent for your healing so that when a healing comes to you, you can help direct it. Now, when I send healing, I always send it to provide you with whatever it is that at this moment you need. But if there is something specific that you can think of that you would like to put positivity to, you can always set it up as an intent, because Reiki healing is this beautiful positive energy that can bring positivity in every aspect of your life. It can be your health, physical, mental health, your whole being, your spiritual being also, rebalancing things within your system. But it could also be injecting positivity in a relationship, in a career, in a project, or even simply sending healing to humanity or to a friend of yours or someone you care about that you know may need it. So you can set all of this up as an intent as well. So I am now going to go quiet for a couple of minutes, and you can close your eyes now, sink into you the comfort of your position, and then taking a deep breath to begin, and spending a couple of minutes focusing on a gratitude or many gratitudes, doesn't have to be just one, an intent for the healing. Okay, so first of all, keeping your eyes shut, just to let you know that I have changed my Wi Fi router, so hopefully there won't be any disconnection through this session. Yippee. And now, if you would like to take a deep breath to transition to our focus on our breath activity. Now, for this following activity, simply switching off every thought in your mind. Every thought about the past and every thought about the future, you can let go of right now. Right now, you are in a space where you don't need to think about anything at all apart from your breath. Little by little, removing these thoughts as if they were floating away from your mind, or as if the light switched off on them so you don't see them anymore and you don't hear them anymore. You can go back to these thoughts later. So finding the mind is not really a space, although sometimes in meditation I do describe it as such. But it is like if you imagined that your mind was a room and that you were throwing out of the room every thought so that you have a completely empty space there. Every worry that you have, you can let go of right now. First of all, it never helps to worry about worry. But thoughts about worrying will not make your problems get solved and will not help anything for yourself. So right now you can switch off all these thoughts. It is like taking a holiday, a break. No thought in the mind. And of course, this doesn't have to be perfect. It's about doing as much as we can. Every thought that you remove from your mind just for a moment is such a big break, such a breath of fresh air for your whole system. And now you can bring your whole mind to your breath so that the only thing you think about is it, your breath. Noticing the sensations that your breath brings to you. Noticing the movement of your body that accompanies your breath. Noticing what it feels like when the air passes through you. And not changing your breath in any way. Simply noticing it as it is. Noticing how your body expands on an inhale to allow more space for the air to fit, and how it retracts on an exhale to expel the old air out. Your abdomen may grow bigger, your chest might rise, and your shoulders might rise above your chest on an inhale. And on an exhale, your belly might retract, your chest might drop back down and in, your shoulders might come back down. Your head might even tilt a little. So noticing those fine movements. Noticing already how you might feel more relaxed as you have been focusing on your breath for a few minutes. Noticing the softness of the flow of air, how soft and soothing it can be. And yet it is so powerful that it brings you life. So gentle and so soft. And so mighty. So deep. Focusing on your nostrils now and noticing the sensations there as the air passes through. And then focusing on your nose. Focusing your whole mind to your nose. And noticing the sensations there as the air passes through. And then noticing the sensations as the air passes through at the back of your throat. And then noticing the sensations as the air passes through your windpipes and gets into your lungs. Don't worry if you ever notice that you get carried away with other thoughts. Whenever you notice, you can simply bring your mind back to the meditation that we are doing at the time. You are not missing out on anything when this happens, because actually the space that we are in when we get carried away by thoughts is the space where we tend to spend most of our time. So basically, the time that you spend in meditation and focusing out of that space and into something particular, like your breath, for example, just that moment that you are spending focusing on your breath is the greatness of good that you're doing to yourself. And so it's not about looking at how many times you've unfocused from the meditation, but rather how many times you unfocus from your normal state of mind. That is the true where the true value resides. So don't worry if you ever get carried away by other thoughts, just simply get back to the activity whenever you notice in a most kind and gentle manner. Okay, so now we're going to do the next activity, and so you can take a deep breath to transition to it, keeping your eyes shut or shutting them again if they are open. We are going to work with affirmations again today. This time, though, we are going to do it a little bit differently. I am going to invite you to imagine in front of you a fire. It can be a burning stove, it can be a chimney fire, it can be a bonfire out in a forest, it can be a candle, it can be any kind of flame, as long as you can burn your thoughts with it. So we are going to use affirmations, and it's going to be positive affirmations. When we do that, normally we tend to have negative thoughts coming up. Like if I say, I am free as an affirmation, I may have thoughts coming saying, well, no, you're not. You have to pay your rent. No, you're not. You have your bills. No, you're not. You have your job. Yeah? So all these negative thoughts that come at the time when we say and experience the positive affirmation, all these negative thoughts, I am going to invite you today to send them out to the fire and burn them. You can imagine that either they just go straight to the fire and they burn and they disappear, or you can imagine that they go as if they were written on a piece of paper, then put in the fire and then burn to ashes. It is completely up to you how it feels comfortable, but simply using that fire that you are standing or sitting in front of to burn these negative thoughts, so that the only thing that can remain eventually is the positive affirmation. Again, remembering this does not have to be perfect. What matters here is doing the process. And the more negative thoughts you will burn in the fire, the lighter and the more positive you will get. So it is really just a matter of repeating the process with every thought and simply disintegrate. I can't say this. Right. You will simply remove them from your mind. They will just disappear to never come back. Okay. So, the first positive affirmation, if your eyes are closed now and you have taken a deep breath to begin, the first affirmation is, I choose happiness. I choose happiness. Any negative thought or even a negative feeling or negative emotion coming, you can simply send it out to the fire in front of you. Sometimes when we do this activity, the thought may resist and may stay in the mind for some time, and that's okay. Simply keep on sending it to the fire, and then after a while, if it hasn't disappeared completely, you can move on to a different one and then come back to it later. Some thoughts require more time spent on letting them go than others, and that's completely normal. And in the meantime, I choose happiness. Keep repeating that into your mind and keep on burning away any negative thought coming. I choose happiness. Any thought that gets in the way of you choosing happiness can be burnt in the fire. I choose happiness. I choose happiness. Any fear that this may bring, any anticipation of the future that this may bring, can also be burnt in the fire. Any emotion, even anger, can be burnt in the fire. I choose happiness. The next one, I want happiness. I want happiness. I want happiness. And the next one, I am happy. I am happy. I am happy. Even when we work on ourselves so much, even when we are focused on health and well-being, even when we want to be happy, sometimes it is really good to renew our vows to happiness. I have been working on myself for many years and have improved my well-being so much over the last, 20 years or more. And yet the other day, I did this. I renewed my vows and told myself I choose happiness. And my whole world changed all over again because I had been so busy trying to get better that I was focusing so much on the dark side that needs to heal that I was forgetting the light, the happiness. And it is an obvious one. And of course, I do focus on happiness. And of course, I am generally happy and so much better now in my life than I've ever been. But still, there is that mental space where it completely switches your entire inner environment once you renew your vows occasionally to choosing happiness. So I'm inviting you occasionally to revisit that vow and to say it again in your mind. And this activity we've just done, you can do again anytime. It is really, really good. And actually, when we do Vipassana meditation and we do hours and hours of meditation every day, this is what we do basically. We burn our thoughts away from our system. We remove the thoughts, which means that every negative thought, well, in Vipassana, it goes a bit deeper than that, but for the purpose of this activity, getting rid of negative thoughts like this is a process that you can even do as you are doing everyday tasks and you're going through your day. You can at any time just let go of thoughts and burn them away. Okay? Right. So now, if your eyes are open, I'm inviting you to shut them again and then taking a deep breath to transition, or to continue rather, this activity. Now, this time, bearing in mind that there is no fire in front of you as such, but you can still continue to burn your thoughts away in that process of what's coming. We've done this before. I'm inviting you now to be in a space that is completely made of pure healing light. I'll invite you to see it as white light or golden light. Because those two lights are the purest, the white one being the purest and most neutral and also all-encompassing light, as it contains all of the colors. And to see nothing in that space at the moment, simply just pure light and you just standing in the middle of it. This space is pure. This space is neutral. It has no judgment. It has no tension. It has no stress. It has no threat. It is soft. It is warm. It is comfortable. It is safe. And it has no thought in it. There is no thought about the past, no thought about the future, no thought about the present. It is as if you were suspended in time and you are in that space of light. And it is a healing light. And so by you standing there already, you can absorb that light and get healed. Atoms are made of energy. There is nothing in them but energy. There's nothing hard or solid in them. And there's nothing else but energy. Every part of your body is made of atoms. Every part of your thoughts is made of atom. And every part of your spirit also. And so you can now use this healing light to go inside every particle, every atom of your body and mind and spirit. To get in there and to heal everything. Each atom within yourself can contain the purest of healing lights. in every part of your being. And any thought that comes up that goes against this, if you wish to, you can burn them away. Watching them disappear. And simply bring your whole focus on the beauty of this healing light. And now in front of you, I'm inviting you to start to see a big sun, big bright sun, as tall as a building in front of you, so tall, so big, so warm, so comfortable and beautiful. The sun that you have in front of you is your future, and it is a future of all possibilities. That sun, that future, can be anything you want it to be. Right now, that future doesn't exist. And if you have any idea as to how your future should be, those ideas, you can, if you find that they are limiting you can simply vanish them. Because your future can be anything you want it to be. Literally anything. You want to live in a different country, have a different house, have a different car, be with a particular person. It can be anything. And so right now, facing that sun and knowing the vastness, the beauty of the vastness of all possibilities that your future can be, I'm inviting you to burn away any thought that would limit that future in its amount of happiness that it can bring you. Your future in front of you is this big bright sun because it is a whole world of possibility for happiness. Anything you need or want can be in that future. And any thought you may have about it being impossible, or that it would take too long, or that it would be too hard, you can burn every one of these thoughts away from your mind. And only for one thing to remain there, a big bright sun. Right. Now again, you can get back to that sun anytime you want. You can just sit down, close your eyes, focus on the sun, and really deeply connect to how positive your future can be, into the whole world of possibilities that lies ahead of you, and letting go of any block or any thought that is limiting you about your future as you focus on the sun anytime you want. In the meantime, though, I am welcoming you back into your space. And then when you're ready, you can take a deep breath to finish and open your eyes again so that I can show you the mudra we are going to do. I'm going to have a sip of water first, and I'll encourage you to do the same too if you feel like you need to. Okay. So we're going to do the Trimurti Mudra, it is called, which is in the shape of a triangle. And we're going to imagine the sun piercing through it and hitting us on the solar plexus right there. So the mudra itself, we put our hands in Anjali Mudra as we normally do. And then what we do is we open our hands so the thumbs and the index fingers remain together. And then we have got that triangle formed here between our index and thumb fingers. And the others are spread out and relaxed. And then we bring it down, and actually you might see it with the light maybe. Yeah, can you see on my jumper the triangle of light? I'm bringing it down so that your hands are facing your solar plexus, rather. I was going to say the sacrum, but the sacrum is the bottom of the spine, so it's not quite the same place. So the solar plexus, like this. And so what you want is to keep some space under your elbows, so the elbows are not tucked in against the body, but they're slightly out. And then your fingers are held into a triangle shape. Your hands are facing the front. And then imagining the sun far out there, and then piercing its rays through the triangle and coming into your solar plexus. Like this. Once you've got this right, the position, you can close your eyes and you can imagine the sun going through that triangle and hitting your solar plexus. And staying there for a while. And what we're going to do is, once we've done this for a while, we will then just simply put our hands onto our solar plexus after. But for now, holding the triangle, our elbows a little bit away from the body, fingers outstretched but relaxed, and letting the sunlight through. Closing your eyes, taking a deep breath to begin if you haven't started yet, and simply seeing the light coming through that triangle and going straight into your solar plexus, nourishing your solar plexus, bringing light through and through to you. This mudra is about bringing the light in, literally bringing the light in. And when the light comes in, the darkness can go. Occasionally, with your eyes shut, checking how your hands are doing and making sure you're still holding the pose the right way. And continuing to see the light coming through the triangle and getting into your solar plexus. And noticing the sensations you may feel. At the moment, I am feeling heat, not just at the solar plexus, but all the way down and up on the line of the chakras. What are you feeling? Are you feeling anything at your hands, at your arms, apart from the pain for holding the mudra? In your body, in your mind? Now, when you're ready, you can bring your hands to your solar plexus, putting the right hand first and the left hand on top, and resting your hands there, keeping your eyes shut, knowing that you are really keeping this whole light in now. Checking in within yourself. How does it feel now within you? Within your body and your mind and your spirit? Now we are going to move on to the love meditation. And so you can rub your hands energetically when you're ready. And then applying them to the middle of your chest, the right hand first, the left hand on top. Closing your eyes if they are open, keeping them shut if they are shut, taking a deep breath to begin. And now noticing the light going from your hands into your heart this time. Nourishing your heart chakra, nourishing your heart, nourishing love within your being. This is the part for self-care, for self-love, for self-acceptance. And so you can see the light radiating from your hands to inside your chest, to everywhere in your being. This love energy radiating again through every one of the particles of your being. And then expanding and spreading through every particle around you, going through every person that you love or care about. Sending them this beautiful love energy. And then spreading through the whole of humanity. Every human on this planet receiving this beautiful energy radiating from you. As if you were a love sun with rays going everywhere to each human being on the earth. And then spreading to the earth, to its mountains, its forests, its oceans, seas, rivers, animals, to every living being. And to the whole universe now, radiating this energy out to the whole universe, to all of its planets, its stars, its moons, its sun. And then when you're ready, you can bring your arms back down. Take a deep breath to finish. Give yourself a stretch. And then opening your eyes. I hope you've enjoyed these activities. Right, so let me go through the comments. So first of all, Magali, sorry, I didn't reply earlier, but hello, hi. And then Oh, yes. So about the activity where we were focusing on the affirmations and burning the negative thoughts, she said that it was very motivating to repeat the mantras and to let go of the blocks. That's great. And then about the mudra, this mudra gave me a lot of heat and helped me to digest. Good. Yes, the solar plexus is the part where the stomach is. So whenever we work on this, it will definitely help digestion, help with any stomach complaints. And what it is that any imbalance, I would say, to me, it has to do with a lack of light. And then when you bring light, which is healing, you are rebalancing everything. So if you have problems digesting, if you bring light to the place where the digestive process happens, then you will have a better digestion, if that makes sense. So that's great. Okay, so I'm really sorry, but today I have to dash off. So I hope you have a wonderful week. I will see you next week. I'm, of course, going to keep you updated as to the meditation in the library, but it looks quite promising. Hopefully, if we have to do it in a park this week, it might be the last time. I am hoping, fingers crossed, because it's getting cold. And then otherwise, I will see you definitely next week here, 2 till 3 o'clock on a Wednesday. Message from Anna. I felt a little bit sharpness on my left side after the mudra, but placing the hands upon it cooled down. Yes, putting your hands on a place where it hurts and focusing on light coming through from your hands will help to heal the place that hurts. Also, for the mudra, we were holding our arms up like this, so pain at the side could have been explained by this also. But this said, it was also, it could possibly be energy that is releasing, like negative energy that is leaving your body can also create sharp pains. And yes, see you next week, Anna and everybody. Bye.